We're live.
What up? Let's get weird. It's your boy Tommy G here with the Unabomber and Evan. Bill's not here, guys. What happened?
What do you think happened? I'll give you one guess.
Someone's at the door.
Someone's at the door.
The streak continues. Evan, did you take the over prop on door knocks for Bill during the show?
Yeah, I think it's set at 5.5, actually.
Oh, look who's fucking here. Look who's fucking here. Welcome to join it. Welcome to fucking join us.
Hey, when people just want to deliver checks to your house, you got to get them.
How come you get a fucking knock at the door every show?
Tommy, I'm an important man with important business, and when they just want to send me checks, I love it. So, I'm in.
How much is it for? Are we splitting it?
We are not splitting it. It is for
$13.
wow, can't tell you, but it's worth a nice chunk of change.
Does it have a comma in it?
Of course.
Does it have 5 figures?
Oh, can't tell you that. Maybe.
I get 10%. It's like our Top Shot arrangement. I get.
That was a very important check I was waiting for, but let's go.
Is it from you fucking cleaning shit the other day, probably? So,
No.
All right, good. So we'll go to AC on Monday and spend that. So welcome to Stay Cashin, ladies and gentlemen. Evan Hand, Bill Rupp, Night Ghost, Tommy G. Joining us today, we will also have Brian Healey popping on for his usual 5-minute segment of fire. Last episode, Healey came out with a baseball prop, and it smashed, I think, 60 pitches in. He hit the over 5.5. Phenomenal. Ben Hancock came on last show, dropped a baseball pitcher, Cortez, for the Yankees. Bill strikes out 11. We just spit fire over here, bro. And then we got a special guest coming on at the end of the show, Mike Constantino at AMA Fight Club to do some UFC. So we're going to do some NFL picks. I'll give a survivor pick. We're going to give some college football plays. We'll give a couple NFL plays. Who knows? Maybe we'll give a baseball play, Ghost. You got a baseball play or anything you like today?
I have a few I like today, actually.
Do you really? That's exciting. So before we do all that, let's fuck and talk about this game last night. I am in a dire situation. I am hungover. I was drinking tequila all night till the wee hours. I don't know why. By myself. Started writing a thread on an you'll like this. If I was going to manipulate the NFT market, this is how I would do it.
See, you should have. I don't want to jump in on front of you, Evan, but you should have stayed in the chat because we had such an interesting chat last night with that missing girl. I am enthralled with the missing girl.
Do me a favor. I forgot to fill my water.
My
lips are cracking. Tell the story of the missing girl for 1 second.
I want to drive to Utah and find this girl. Whether she's dead, alive, I need to know what is going on. You're pumped about this. It's insane. I was going on and on last night about this. New details are coming out.
2 in the morning, Bill comes on the voice chat and goes, I'm pumped to find out what happened to this girl.
I need to know where this girl is.
I mean, it was clearly the boyfriend.
I mean,
I don't think it was.
He's not even cooperating with the FBI.
I think
they're outside of his house right now protesting.
Dude, when your girlfriend's missing, the first thing you say isn't, I'm not answering any questions until I get my lawyer.
Exactly.
Like, if your mom was missing, Bill, and they came to you, would you be like, I'm not talking to anyone until I get my lawyer? I see my video drop.
Yeah,
I see. It'll happen again.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he's saying that, because he's saying, but, bro, at least call the family's parent. Like, call the parents and say, listen, I left her here. We were in a fight. I left her here. I'm so sorry. The relationship's over, but this is where I left her.
Well, no, you can't do that. No, Bill, you don't do that. You either didn't do it, in which case you go, we need to find this bitch. Where's my fucking girlfriend? Or you did do it, in which case you say, where's my lawyer?
Well, now the police are saying is where they were last seen, a couple was killed 2 days before. They don't know who by who.
But why would he drive home? Like, why would he just start driving without her?
So bizarre.
Nothing makes sense.
The story is so crazy. I wish, oh my God, I want to drive out there and find her.
You should, Bill. Why don't you do that? Why don't you go out there and fucking find this bitch and save her life?
Sports, I'm going.
Dude, do you know how many YouTube views we'll get? We'll be like a fucking million download YouTube show overnight if you find this bitch.
You want to know the funniest thing is I have that van.
Imagine you found her and then dated her.
The van that they confiscated that they were driving, I have in my driveway.
You look like a guy that would have a fucking free candy van.
You could go in that van, go and find her, and then we'll be heroes.
Why do you have a van?
Can we
my
edit this whole
construction.
thing?
No, who has a van? You fucking weirdo. What are you picking up children at the high school?
I do construction, so I need the van.
How many things do you have? You have a Jeep, you have a toy car, you have a van,
Truck.
truck. You gotta see
I gotta
Bill's
see
toy
Bill
car.
in the
Evan.
mini. I haven't seen that
You
yet.
gotta see Bill's toy. So Bill has like 5 cars, right? And he has a toy car. I call it. What is it? The fucking mini?
Mini Roadster convertible.
It's the gayest. The gayest.
Fucking awesome.
The gayest. So
Bill's the
he tries to
biggest
pick me
little
up in
kid
it one
ever.
day.
It
We're
wasn't-
going.
You're like,
It
I'm
wasn't
walking.
gay when I fucking zoomed past you like fucking Andretti.
Oh,
the other
we'll play
day.
the audio for that next one. Who won that race? Who won that race?
Yeah, you cheated. You almost put me in a wall.
Dude, me and Bill were going 130 miles an hour on the Discord, and we'll get the sports right after this. We were going like 130 miles an hour on the Discord in a monsoon, in a hurricane, Evan. On the Discord live, Bill decides to race me with his little fucking toy car. And then he thought he was gone, and then you just see me catching up on him and the fucking beast and just running his ass down. So,
Jesus.
all right. That's the first time I've spoken all day, so I needed to get that out. So let's get to the shit here about the game last night. I know you said you weren't high on Barkley. We all thought the Redskins were going to kill him. We all seemed pretty confident in Heineke. So, let me start with you, actually. What was your take on the game?
I mean, I think the Giants obviously game planned around the Washington defensive line shutting down Saquon. So it was pretty clear that they had Daniel Jones like running the ball a lot in the game plan. It worked out, but the penalties, man, I mean, they killed the Giants. They shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing about Daniel Jones going crazy last night was not only did we have a max bet on it, and we hit it live a couple times in the Discord. That was great. The worst part about it was that Bill Rupp was the one who got to call it out on the show Wednesday. So we have to actually give Bill credit, which is never fun. So, Bill, take your fucking lap.
First one to hit again. Not counting Healey's Wednesday night baseball. Come on, baseball.
Yeah, dude, the money counts the same, Bill.
was
You were not the first.
Thursday.
You were not the first one to hit.
First one to hit on last week, also with Koo. Cashed right at the end of the first, beginning of the second, and first one last night. Daniel Jones right out of the game. Phew! Over 40 yards, over 20 yards, got 40 yards in 5 minutes. Cash it.
Ghosts, any input? I know me and you got a little fucked on a prop, but
Let's talk about emotion. I have never in my life seen a worse play call in the fucking sport than I've ever seen on that interception. Literally the worst play call I've seen my entire life watching football. Still can't comprehend it. Not only fucked us on the Gibson rush attempts, it fucked me personally on my rush yards for Gibsons. We posted it at 67.5. It closed at 73.5. I got the 73. Subs got the 67. They all won. I lost.
well, at least they won. That's good. I don't really care if you win or lose, but
Yep.
and so that sucked. That was the most ridiculous play call in the world. We actually did good last night. We actually won money last night, which is crazy, right? Because Heineke didn't do anything, and when Heineke wasn't running, I was like, "Ruh-roh, this is going to be bad." And then Logan Thomas just took the third quarter off. Just didn't get off the bus for the third quarter. I think the Redskins took the third quarter off. I think they ran like fucking 8 plays. It felt like, and then Logan Thomas ended up getting the 5th catch at the end. So I give out 4 bets on the show. The Heineke rushing, which I would do again today. I mean, I don't know why he didn't run. He fell down when he had a 12-yard gain on one of them, Bill. We saw that. But, I mean, listen, it just went sideways. I would do the same bet tomorrow. I guarantee it'll be a 15.5 next week, and I'll take it next week. He just didn't run. I don't know why. But Logan Thomas, 4.5 hit. Washington Redskins money line hit. Thank God. That was amazing, the end of that game. And then missed the Logan Thomas prop on the receiving side by half a yard. So that was fun. 45.5. So split those.
Why is everybody blaming Judge for this loss?
Aaron Judge, they shouldn't blame him at all. He's a baseball.
Yeah, no, definitely not Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I
Joe
wouldn't blame
Judge,
Aaron
yeah.
Judge.
Joe Judge, why?
They always need someone to blame.
But what?
I mean-
It's not just one show. I've heard it like all day today. Radio, TV, ESPN, NFL Network, The Fan, ESPN Radio, all over. They're all saying it's his fault. For what? What did he do wrong last night?
I mean, I watched the whole fucking game with you guys. I didn't see any reason to blame the coach. I mean, did he coach great? No. I mean, I didn't like some of the play calling with Saquon.
Was it his fault that Daniel Jones missed the bomb wide open pass. He overthrew it off the fingertips. Was it his fault that they were offsides at the end of the game on the field goal?
Yeah, I mean, listen, what were they saying? What were they saying? Why did he? I mean, I didn't think he coached great. I didn't think he coached bad.
Nobody really had much to say about it. They were just saying 0-2 Giants. Well, how much to blame is Joe Judge? Is his job in jeopardy? Blah, blah, blah.
I think what it is just the New York media overreaction. They get so excited for the fucking Giants every year, and they just want the Giants to be good so bad that when they start 0-2, they got to blame someone. And they can't blame Daniel Jones because he played pretty good yesterday. They can't blame Saquon because he's hurt. Can't blame the receivers because they did fine. They had to blame Judge. There's no one to blame. They were, dude.
How about the fight last night on the sidelines?
Oh, I told you that. Galladay's a cancer. Dude's a cancer, dude. He's a fucking cancer. He's already fighting with his quarterback.
Daniel Jones, professional, said, I saw a comment today. He said, we'll work it out. We'll talk about it. But there was no need for that.
No, he's complete cancer. These guys.
Galladay was going nuts on him on the sideline.
Dude, I'm not going to fucking reach in my pants and fix my balls and take my shit off because I know I'm on camera, right? When the show's over, yeah, I'll fucking strip naked and fucking wave my dick around everywhere. How do these guys just forget that from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m., you're on camera 100% of the time? No matter what you're doing, there's a camera on you somewhere. They just don't get it. They don't think. They don't understand that, they're literally on camera and this is terrible at the end of that game. Wait till the locker room and light them on fire, throw a fucking chair at them. Don't do it on the field. But realistically, I don't care what anyone says. That game shouldn't even have been close. The Giants got more calls in the beginning of that game, the first half of that game that went their way. I mean, to the point where we were sitting there going, this game's fixed. We're fucked.
Yeah. I actually bet the Giants. I went the other way because I got that bad line at plus 400. But, I thought the Giants, it was fixed for them the whole time with all them bad calls.
And you don't call fix. That's a
Tommy on the sack. What was that? They took the sack away?
Oh, yeah. E, did you see the first sack for Chase Young that he was kind of in on?
He got half a sack.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, it was a sack. He was the first one to contact the quarterback and fucking took him to the ground. He didn't finish the tackle, but he started it. They gave him a half a sack. We had the over half a sack prop, and then they fucking just removed it like 20 minutes later, like not even during that play. So we have no idea what the hell happened there. But no, overall it went good. I think the max bets were 7-3 or something like that. So pretty good night overall, considering it was a little bit of a bloodbath with some of the props. So we made it out alive, made it out with our heads. Final takeaway, one sentence, two sentences goes. Final takeaway from the Giants-Redskins going forward or the game.
Just both looked horrible. Just wasn't fun watching that game. Not at all.
Yeah, you don't seem very happy about it.
That was miserable. And I mean, in more than one sentence, but I never cry. You'll never hear me say a game is fixed, but just watching all those the penalties, everything, it was just miserable to watch. Just a miserable game to watch.
Terribly officiated, blatantly officiated poorly at the beginning. And dude, Bill, I'll give you your final point right after this, and I'll say obviously more than one sentence. I can't say hello in a sentence, but the biggest thing for me, remember I was teaching everyone last year, Bill, Ghost, I don't know if you were here yet, but I was teaching everyone in the Discord about fixing games because my grandfather was in the mafia and fucking, he taught me about fixing games when we were younger. I watched him pay off college athletes. Bill, me and you know a couple people who actually paid off a kid or two at a small school up in Jersey. So, games are fixed. Everyone knows that. Like, not all of them, but they fix games. And remember what I said, Bill? And this is where I fucked up last night. My grandfather told me this when I was 12. He said, Tommy, games aren't fixed by players. They're fixed by officials and coaches. And then he said, the players, once you get to the big leagues, the majors, the NFL, they cost too much money. College kids, they fix it with players. Pros, they fix it with refs and coaches. And he said 95% of the time, and Bill, you remember me saying this last year, they only fix the first half.
Halftime, yeah.
They only fix the first half so that you could bet the half, and then they could still have a clean outcome for the game, and then there's no controversy at the end because everyone forgets the first half when the game's over. And that's why I didn't think it was the whole first half that was fixed, and then it kind of righted the ship afterwards. But very, very interesting game. I'm still high on Washington. I'm still high on Heineke.
Just abysmal. And the whole game, even you said, well, Heineke, just the way that they were running the ball, I couldn't make sense of it. I still can't make sense of it.
Yeah. And Bill, final thoughts on the game?
Washington's defense, not good. Overrated. thought they'd be a lot better through 2 games. Granted, they were on the field for almost the entire game yesterday. They just haven't shown me anything. I think, they're way overrated.
Yeah, I still think they're good. I do agree with you, though. They are overrated. We thought they were the best defense in the NFL. As of right now, I just moved Denver to the number 1 defense in the NFL ahead of them. We'll see if that holds this week. E, any final thoughts on the game?
I don't believe in Saquon still, and I still believe Heineke's a dog. I mean, that throw in the end zone was couldn't have been any better placed.
Unbelievable. It's
I'm pretty high.
I love him.
Yeah.
I actually wrote Heineke a nice DM. I'd like to see if he responds to me before the game.
That throw in the end zone is negated with that one that he threw in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was bad. The interception was terrible.
That was very
I don't know why they were even throwing the ball in that situation.
That's what I said.
Not only why you're throwing the ball, you're throwing the ball over the middle to a small, tiny wide receiver in traffic. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
Why are you calling that play? I don't get it.
So
Don't get it. The game was over.
Poor Ghost.
The game was over. It was the perfect. All they had to do, hand the ball off 3 more times. The rush attempts hit. The game was over. My play hits. Everyone wins happy.
Yeah, literally. J.D. McKissick and Antonio Gibson 8.
I'm gonna put the line at. I might make it a favorite, like minus 120. That Ghost either did or might cry about that. Like literally physical, have tears.
I can't make sense of it. That's what
He's got glasses on. We can't tell.
Yeah, that's why the glasses.
He's fixing it.
I can't justify any reason for throwing the ball there. I really can't. Somebody mentioned the Seattle in the totally different.
Yeah. So let's get to. We got Healey coming on. So what time did Healey want to come on? Did he want to come on early? Later? Did it matter?
He's here if you want him.
Yeah, let's bring him on now.
Does Healey want to talk about the new Lil Nas X video?
Oh my God.
Why? What happened?
Man, that thing is.
I sent it to you this morning.
Woo. Good. This morning for me was 1:30 p.m. That's when I woke up. Yeah.
You got to watch it.
That's all I have to say.
You'll love it. You'll love it.
Bill, are you in now?
No, I told you what happened Sunday night at the awards.
There's no performances.
Well, there might be. Let's see. See what happens.
All right, but did Lil Nas X move you closer in my direction?
I mean,
definitely.
I can't wait to see this. Okay. Healey, what up, motherfucker?
What's going on, boys?
What's cracking? How was your night last night?
It was good. I was hoping for that Chase Young sack, but aside from that, everything went pretty well.
Yeah, we got that taken away from us. And so what is your take to walk us through? I mean, you're the god for those people that don't know Healey. I've known for years. We worked together at my prior company. He's a monster, one of the best DFS players I ever met in my life. I'd promised the subscriber base when we brought Brian Healey on that he was going to hit for $100,000 within the first 2 weeks that he was here, and I think you did it on the 3rd day. So I appreciate that, Healey, doing that for the sub base. But Healey's an absolute monster, right? So, and then you did kind of what the rest of us did, and you took your DFS skills and started crushing props, right? Because that's really all props are, right? They're DFS projections. So what's your process going into this weekend when we have a chaotic, we still got baseball going on, you're playing, we got NFL DFS, which me and you are doing a show either tonight or tomorrow afternoon. We'll figure that out. Plus, we're both putting out articles for DFS. We're both doing bets. We're both betting UFC. We both love college football. What's the process now for the weekend?
Yeah, right now, with sports starting to overlap, and so, ultimately you just have to get a bigger head start, going into the week. It's just much more time consuming. I can't stay up till 4 a.m. drinking tequila like you can in order to wake up.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Apologies.
I might have had another assistance to the tequila too.
Well, there you go. So it's just starting earlier. So for me, obviously with player props, especially NFL props, the market's so big that numbers you find pretty soft numbers when they first come out. So you've got to kind of have to stay on top of them as the various books start to release them, because these numbers, they move pretty drastically as we head into the weekend. So I've been trying, by Wednesday at least, to start scouring and browsing over as sites start to get them up, and then kind of hone in on some of my plays by, Friday, and then continuing to just evaluate as we continue to dive deeper into the DFS stuff, going into the weekend.
Okay, awesome. And honestly, I was taking Bill. I want it to be known, because you might have been in the waiting room and not being able to hear Bill talking shit on you. But I want to make sure that that Bill Rupp was indeed talking shit on you. He said that your prop that you gave out on the show didn't count as the first prop to hit because it was baseball. Meanwhile, keep in mind, for the last 4 months, me and Bill have been doing nothing but putting in hundreds of thousands of baseball bets and talking baseball nonstop. But football starts, and all of a sudden, baseball doesn't matter for Bill. So what would you like to say to Bill Rupp, who literally talked shit on you behind your back to potentially thousands of people?
I mean, I was paying attention. I keep my ear to the ground here on Bill. I understand. all my sportsbook accounts, they were a little greener when I woke up Thursday morning from the free prop I gave out on Wednesday.
And you do agree that it was the first prop to hit?
Yeah, and then I was able to take those winnings and roll it over to Bill's prop, the second prop to hit.
Yeah, say the second prop to hit. But Bill, do you have a rebuttal?
We all have our own opinion.
So, Healey, what are we looking at? What do you want to give us on the show today? It could be baseball, it could be football, it could be DFS, it could be gambling, it could be all of it. What are you looking at that you want to? What dimes do you want to drop on the show today?
I mean, I do have a play from each. I mean, I don't know if I can give out MLB plays. According to Bill, they don't even count anymore. So
I mean, listen, it's if you win an MLB bet, they pay you in Jeffrey dollars, or casino chips. They're not really worth anything, but you can
goat dollars. Goat dollars.
Goat dollars.
Yeah, those count as well. So I'll give you a baseball prop to start for tonight. Something you guys can use to roll into the NFL weekend with. I like Logan Webb. I know, Tommy, you're extremely high on him this season.
Oh, love
He's
him.
at home throwing against the Atlanta Braves. I like his over 5.5 strikeouts against the Braves. I mean, Webb's been just elite this season as a whole. 7 of his last games, he's flown over 6 Ks. He's got a nasty slider, especially against right-handed hitters. He's just under a 30% K rate against right-handed batters. He generates a 46% whiff rate with that pitch. The big power righties of the Braves, they all whiff on right-handed sliders at an enormous rate. Duvall, Riley, Swanson, and Soler, all with a 45% plus whiff rate against right-handed sliders. I mean, this could be a spot where Webb hits us in 3 innings, realistically. So I think it's a really good number. If you can find Logan Webb over 5.5 strikeouts, I confirmed it at least DraftKings just before hopping on here, so it should still be out there for everyone. And then as far as football go, I got
let me just stop you there, not to cut off. I just want to stay on the baseball and then we'll flip it. I just want to take a victory lap. That's all. Is the only reason I'm going to cut off is to talk about myself, obviously. So, Ghost, will you admit that I've been on Logan Webb since April 20th, I believe?
Yeah, I could say he's been one of the ones you've been talking about the most.
Yep. So I love this fucking kid. So Healey, I'm smashing this prop. My biggest regret was that Logan Webb missed pitching for the live final by 1 day. I even pitched the kid in Coors, a couple weeks ago and hit for like $8,000. So obsessed with Logan Webb. Loved that prop for sure. So I just wanted to basically make what was about you about me, even though I get like an hour on here and you get 5-10 minutes. Still wanted to make it about me.
Not a problem. And hopefully Bill Rupp doesn't tell that one. He just ignores the baseball bets from here on out.
Well, he'll probably say he discovered Logan Webb first. So.
Yeah, that sounds good. And then looking ahead to Sunday, a prop that jumped out to me, Jacoby Myers of the Patriots over receptions. So this one sitting at actually even money, plus 100. I saw it minus 105 at some books, and then I saw it at plus 100 at DraftKings just before hopping on here. He's the clear favorite here for Mac Jones, he's going to be the system quarterback for Bill Belichick. He's going to play safe. He's going to check down, and Jacoby Myers runs those underneath routes. So I'm not expecting a huge yardage game necessarily, but he's the guy he's the security blanket. He's the guy he's going to be looking to. He succeeded in this matchup in a tougher matchup in week 1, where he played on 99% of the snaps. He got 9 targets. Much softer matchup here. I'm projecting very similar volume, similar distribution and time on the field. So Jacoby Myers over 4.5 receptions at even money is kind of my receiving prop of the week thus far.
You are a fucking asshole, because he's literally the third guy I put in my DFS lineup this week. I love it. So I'm obsessed with that. I love Jacoby Myers this week. 9 targets last week. That's what a lot of people don't look at. Healey, we know as, big time DFS players. And, we learned back in the day the hard way that it's not about production. It's about volume, right? Like, I don't care. I don't care if he had 40 yards, 14 yards, or 400 yards. He had 9 targets last week in a slugfest with a 33-point final score, 17-16. So any uptick in pace, he's got a better matchup against the Jets. So, yeah, dude, I fucking love Jacoby Myers this week. Big fan, and he's cheap in DFS too. So I co-sign that with you 100%. Love it. What else you got? You got anything else for DFS or for any of the other shit?
No, I have some other props, but I'll get those up on the site and in the Discord. Make sure folks are available. So obviously, hopefully, folks are coming over to join. I know we've given out several tons of free winners. I don't know if we've lost thus far. So use those dollars, come over, join us, and keep winning more.
How about this guy, Ghost? Huh? I mean,
he's learning.
He's a fucking natural.
I was hoping he gave out a Young Ho Koo prop just to.
That would have been fine. That would have been the best way to get fucking Bill Rupp back. Give out a fucking coup over 1.5 field goal. But nice job, Healey. So as Healey said, get over to 4deepbets.com. These are just the free bets. We're gonna have a shit ton more bets. So we're just giving you a couple for free on the show here, and we'll have a couple UFC picks later. We'll give a couple college football picks too. But I want to. That's the goal of this, right? Like, we don't want you guys to pay for subscriptions. I've been doing it on Twitter for years, right? We all do it. Ghost does it. We give out free bets that win, so that you could fucking take that money and buy the subscription. That's the point. So we want you guys watch the show for a couple weeks, make your money, and then come join us once you cover your subscription. It's cheap. You can get in for like fucking $30 for a week for 7 days. It's like fucking $4 a day. So come check it out. Healey, thank you for joining, my brother. We will see you in the Discord this weekend. I'll be on a show with you, DFS show, either tonight or tomorrow afternoon, and we'll be hanging all weekend. So you'll be back on Monday, correct?
That's right. Sounds good. Good luck, everyone.
All right, be here. All right. So let's get to some more props here, Bill. So we got to bring Constantino in. We're going to bring him in probably around like 2:45. So we're not going to do the UFC, but I know he's going to want to get in on this. Constantino's big football better too. But before we do that, and he basically comes in and just makes fun of me for fucking.
He's not doing UFC?
He's going to do the UFC too, but he's going to want to probably give some football on top of that. But let's kind of go through what we're looking at for this weekend. So, Ghost, if you want to start with baseball, I think you said you had a baseball player too. You want to start there, and then we'll transition to football.
Yeah, tonight I'm looking at 2 games. The chalk one is definitely the Red Sox at home against Baltimore. They've been destroying them run-wise all season, so I'm going to be looking at that team total. And the other game I'm going to be looking at is Corey Kluber's pitching at home today against the Indians. I don't really see this too much as a revenge game, so I'm looking at Cleveland tonight. Their team total is only 2.5 on the alt line, 3.5 regular. I like both. I'm going to keep an eye on the weather. That's the only thing that's concerning me tonight. I think this is a great spot for Cleveland to put up some runs against the Yankees in that park. So that's most likely going to be my top play for today.
Okay, cool. What are you looking at for football? You got anything on the football docket yet?
Yeah, I got to go back to Stafford and the Rams this week. They're on the road against the Colts. The Colts, we've talked about all preseason. I don't like this team. I don't think they're good. I don't think they're exciting. We just saw what Wilson did to them last week. It's only a 3-point line. I'm going to be all over this game. The Rams on the money line. I'm going to be looking at Cooper Kupp again. He's opening up. Same where he did last week. Wilson threw for 2.5 yards against them last week and 4 touchdowns. I think this is another great spot for the Rams. So that's where I'll be.
All right, cool. Bill, you want to do a couple college football things before we do our NFL ones? I got a stone cold lead pipe fucking lock for Saturday. So
I got one for tonight. Maryland, love Maryland. 7 -7. If you can buy it half down to 6.5. I suggest you do that. You can also parlay them with there's 2 games tonight. You could parlay them with a game on Sunday, whoever has the best bet on Sunday. You could parlay them with a prop, if you guys like that. Or you could just take them -6.5 or the 7. Maryland, I love the Tagovailoa. Olas. You know I love Tua. I love his brother. I bet his brother to win the Heisman at 15,000. He's having great season. Their offense is amazing. They're 4-1 in their last 5 against ATS. Illinois got killed last week against Virginia. Illinois is 1-2 on the season. After that first game, we bet Illinois. They're a joke this year. The only thing that scares me a little bit is Maryland's first game on the road. But I love them. Love them tonight. I think they're gonna put up a lot of points. One of the top offenses in the nation. So I see them throwing up at least 35, 45 points and beating Illinois tonight.
Okay. Don't hate that. I'm probably going to use it just because it's Friday, and I usually play light on Friday. Even in baseball, it's just when it gets to this time of year, it's just a lot, dude. Fucking Monday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, all the sports going on. So I usually like to take Friday as a research day for DFS, stay in, do all that kind of stuff and bet light. But what I think I'm going to do, Bill Rupp, is I think I'm going to do what you said, and I'm going to take Maryland and I'm going to anchor them into a bunch of parlays for this weekend. Just have that first leg done. So we just have a couple things pending. So I don't hate that. I like
UCF is tonight too. So
I was looking at that. Yeah.
People are going to parlay the chalk. UCF, Maryland tonight. Both road teams. So
one of them's losing.
Yeah. I want to watch that. UCF is first, so we'll get an insight into that game. Yeah. Start at 8. Maryland doesn't start till 9:30. And Healey's bet starts at 9:45, which will probably end before mine. But Maryland might be up by 30 at half, and
won't matter
before Healey gets his. So
Healey's gonna beat you. Zeke's mama in the chat said hit a nice 7-leg parlay with some of Ghost team total plays. Let's Ghost. How do you feel about that?
Love it.
Does it make you feel better about the Redskins game?
She's smart.
Why? Because she tells you, or because she's smart?
Both.
Well, I don't really like the Let's Ghost.
I made that up.
Well, that was long before.
Kind of stealing Let's Go.
I made that up. Fucking trademark. I'm fucking created.
Talk about me coming for people's things.
Bro, is there anything I didn't fucking? Did I create football and just forget? I create everything.
You are Howard Stern.
Fucking everything.
You're Howard Stern. You invented the radio. You invented podcasts. You're the first conspiracy guy. You did it all.
I'm not the first conspiracy guy. I just made conspiracies sexy.
Yeah, you are. Well, considering everybody else are little dorks down in their basement with their little glasses. That fucking show that I saw on them.
Hat glasses?
Bro,
no hat glasses today. What do you think of that?
What was that, HBO or
the QAnon?
Oh, my God. Tommy thought maybe they were going to ask him to be on that thing. I saw this. I'm like, these are the fucking conspirators. These are the guys that are controlling this shit that Tommy loves. Fucking little stupid guys jerking off to fucking Playboys and fucking hasn't seen a girl in 30 years. Come on, bro.
Obviously, Bill, it's a fucking show. They're gonna.
One guy had no arms and legs. The other guy was 500 pounds.
He didn't have any bones. It looked like he had no bones.
Jesus Christ.
But obviously, Bill, they're gonna pick the weirdest fucking people, just like they do on these other fucking reality shows you watch. But
as soon as that was the fucking top for me.
I'll say it this: it wasn't optimal for the conspiracy brand.
Yeah,
that show not optimal. Definitely suboptimal for the brand. Anyway, let's get where did we leave off? Oh, I got my college football bet. So as you guys know, I have a system for college football. It's called the System. Another thing I invented. And basically for college football, I try not to put too much weight into my own personal analysis and thoughts, because I feel like college football is one of the tougher markets to bet. It's very trappy, and they bait people in college football, college basketball too, more than any other sport. There's so many lines that look like a fucking no-brainer, and then they lose by 10, and you're like, how? So I tend to go against the herd and against the grain. Very successful college football season last year. Started this year, I think, 5-0 on max bets for college football. I think I lost a couple last week, but we made it back at the end of the night. And I got a game I fucking love tomorrow, Bill. You know I have the grading system in my system, and this grades out 10 of 10. Checks every box. So it is West Virginia, 12 p.m. tomorrow versus Virginia Tech. I am all in West Virginia. You guys are going to ask me for analysis and why, Tommy, this and that. I'm just telling you, I have a system that kicks out information. It checked every single box on it. That's what I'm riding. So I'm riding it like a robot. So I love West Virginia. I also like BYU. BYU graded very high on the system too. Bill, we watched ASU this week, Arizona State. They kind of sleptwalked through the beginning of the game, turned it on a little bit late, but BYU grades out pretty high and West Virginia grades out very high. So those are my two favorite college football bets. As far as NFL bets, E, do you have anything you wanted to chime in on any of that? College football, baseball? Football?
Not for college football. I got one for NFL, though.
Shoot, fire.
Matt Stafford over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I love it. I think he fits insanely well with the Sean McVay offensive scheme. He was absolutely slinging the rock last week. He's got Coop Kupp, Robert Woods.
Jefferson, fucking.
I mean, I feel like that's my lock of the week, and the Rams are going to kill a shitty Colts defense.
You must have been watching Stay Cashin.
I mean, dude, you know me and Ghost are co-signing it. We love fucking Stafford, so we're all in. Bill, are you a Stafford guy too? Do we have 4 Stafford guys on the show, or are you out?
I mean, not really.
He invented it.
I invented Stafford.
Nah, I'm not as high on him as you guys are. I think anybody could pretty much run that offense. I didn't see anything different than last year. You know, I mean,
Why did they
what
trade-
changed?
Anything different than last
What
year?
changed? What changed?
Why
They
did they
fucking-
trade it?
Golf stinks.
Yeah. Bill, you're fucking.
Goff, what did Goff have last week? What are the numbers? What are the comparables?
Oh, stop, dude! I don't.
They
stop
fold.
looking
What
at
are the numbers?
They fold.
Fox.
Are you
What
saying
were the
about his
numbers?
garbage? How'd they do, Bill?
What were the numbers?
Bill.
I mean, they came down to the last second loss.
Yeah, Bill. They were
Yeah,
down
That
by
was bullshit, though.
30.
Was, but listen, what were the numbers?
All right, let me look
Bill, it
it
was
up.
33 to what?
So okay, so here, ready for this? Hold on, here.
Anybody could throw to those receivers.
Guys,
That's why
guys.
Matt Ryan's had 5,000 passing yards, almost 5,000 every year. Same thing.
Here,
Go. By the way, go on, E.
I got his stats from last week. 38 completions, 57 attempts, 338 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick.
So Bill thinks he had a good game because he had a lot of numbers. Let me ask you a question, Bill. Another question I meant to ask you last time. What do you think of Trevor Lawrence? How do you think he did last week?
Awful.
Awful, even with 333 yards and 3 touchdowns. Yeah.
Awful.
So the box scores lie sometimes, don't
No,
they?
he also
You threw 3 picks.
Fuck you! Stop playing shit when I'm on air.
He also threw 3 interceptions.
Okay, so for 333 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, but he's still awful.
Box scores lie.
Yeah, but I'm not saying
Box
that.
scores lie. Well, just look at the yards. Did he?
That's not what I'm saying.
Did he have a great yardage game? No.
Anybody
Shit.
can throw to these Rams receivers. That's my whole thing.
Well, they're
Anyone.
phenomenal, obviously. But
Yeah.
Jared Goff couldn't fucking do shit with them even when he had them. So, well, the jury is still out. But yeah, Bill, if you
What do you
want,
mean he couldn't? They made it to the playoffs.
they made it to the playoffs.
What are they going to do this year? They're going to win the Super Bowl?
I mean,
The
listen,
defense is
they're
really good.
I'm going
There.
to take this time to get my charger because this is nonsense.
go, Ghost. What's he doing? Getting his charger?
Yeah,
He's
my
bringing
charger.
us. You'd be bringing us with him.
We get to go inside your house?
Where are we going?
I'm
Are we
gonna
going on a
leave you at the-
journey together?
I'm going to leave you at the
We'll
door.
block
Is
it
that
out.
dog going to attack you?
All right, Tommy, here's
We see the dog.
Bill's solo right now.
Wow, look at that tree.
I wish. Imagine he got murdered right now.
It's the strangest thing.
This is really weird.
This is great
Imagine
content.
we just saw blood splatter all
That's what I'm saying. Like, imagine. How do me and you think the same thing? That's
Oh, it'd be awesome.
disturbing. Like, I would love to just hear him scream and just be like,
Or the dog comes up and picks up the phone and is just sprinting.
"Oh my god!" I almost choked. Yeah, his dog takes the phone and just runs away when you hear Ghost fucking screaming at him. So, all right. So, where did we leave off here, Bill? What were we doing? Were we talking NFL props, me and you, or NFL bets for the weekend? We didn't do those yet, right?
No, we didn't.
We just
All
started.
right. What's yours? And then we'll bring Constantino on.
You know, to be honest with you, I didn't do any props yet because a lot of the books don't even have them out.
Right.
I don't like the Browns this week at all. I'm not touching that Rams-Colts game. I do like the Dolphins getting 3.5. Buffalo, that's probably going to be one of my favorite games. And then there was one other game I did like. The Denver-Jacksonville game scares me a little bit, that -6. I think there he is. There's the killer. Oh, man.
Look at that little fucking savage monster.
Jesus.
Dude, that dog is fucking Satan incarnate, E.
Oh my God.
So
You
cute.
finally get to see him now.
If you
Yeah.
hear about that dog, you would think he's 100 pounds, fucking
Yeah,
your pit.
like a fucking Wolverine.
Doesn't like the camera.
Dude,
Look at him.
he doesn't like Ghost.
You don't like anything.
You should see the holes in my hand.
Dude, show him your hand. Show him the
He's a
scars in your
killer,
hand.
I
that thing.
can't say. I got 3 holes.
Some
Bro,
guy in the
Ghost
chat
comes
wants
up-
to know if the squirrel living in Ghost Tree has any plays for this weekend.
Ghost, does this squirrel in your tree have any plays for this weekend?
He's got the nuts.
He's got the very good, Ghost. That was witty. Wow, I didn't know you had any wit. I'm just praying this fucking dog. Bill, how great would it be if this dog just fucking
Oh my
flies
God! Right
into-
onto his jugular. Or
Oh,
something.
just bleeding everywhere. Just fucking dies right on camera. Ratings through the fucking roof.
You would
I will
love that.
definitely kill one of you off, not named Evan, for the ratings of this show. I promise you that. You're good. You're good.
Oof.
All right, Bill. So you said you don't have any props yet, and keep in mind, guys, it's tough to give out too many props this early in the week with all the stuff going on.
I mean, obviously, coup.
Yeah.
Obviously, coup over 1.5 field goals again. You got to. I mean, that's a given.
We do it every single week.
Every week, coup over 1.5 field goals. If they put his points, Atlanta, I don't know, man. They're not really scoring. Going up against Tampa Bay, the spread is huge. But that could be a game that you could tease. I like maybe taking Atlanta up, 10-point teaser to 22.5, 21.5. You don't see a lot of NFL games lose by that much.
Yeah, it's whenever you can get a number like that. It's
Denver scares me for some reason. Like I'm going to say again, -6. Why only -6?
It's on the road. I mean, it's basically, I love that Denver defense. I love Denver. I was looking at them for Survivor. Not going to go with them this week. I think this week gets a little fucking upside down. I think there's going to be some crazy shit. I do.
Well,
like
I mean, it was upside down last week. There was every dog won.
I mean, but we bet most of them. So for me, it wasn't upside down, right? Like we were.
But
on
I mean,
those.
look at this week. It's just there's a lot of big spreads. And again, I'm going to go with the dog. My favorite play is probably the Dolphins. So,
I do like that. I don't hate.
I might do a Tua, a Tunga Vailoa parlay.
Ooh, a little fucking 2 for Tua.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. I do like it. I think there's a shot that the Texans actually can at least threaten, scare, if not upset the Browns. So I'm not going to be on the Browns in Survivor. I just got a weird feeling about that game. I think what I'm going to end up doing for Survivor pick is I'm going, which by the way, Bill, Washington last night on one of the 2 entries. Let's go. Let's go, Tommy G. I think I'm actually going to go with the Bucks, believe it or not. I just feel like this week's going to be upside down. And believe it, their schedule is fucking hard going forward.
We got a Super Bowl schedule.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I have no problem burning them early on a week like this because I think everyone's going to save them and go Cleveland, right? They're going to go, I could take Cleveland or the Bucks at 13 points. Let me get Cleveland out of the way and save the Bucks. And I want to be on the other side of the herd there, but I don't want to get too risky. Bucks' upcoming schedules at the Rams, at the Patriots, home against the Dolphins, which is a tough matchup always, at the Eagles, home against the Bears would be a good one that you'd want to target, but maybe Fields is in by them and balling out of control where that's even scary. So I don't want to fuck with that. At the Saints, at Washington, home against the Giants. We know the Giants give Brady fucking nightmares throughout his career. At the Colts. And then it's not until week 13, 14 where they're at the Falcons. Don't love taking road teams. Home against the Bills, home against the Saints, at the Panthers, and then at the Jets. So there's some opportunities to obviously take them. They're probably going to win 10, 11 games, but there's nothing that's like, I have to take them, like the Bucks week 5 home against Detroit, so I'm good. I'm going to burn the Bucks in Survivor this week, go a little chalky on this one and keep it moving.
Let's go. I think we got Mike waiting, right?
Yeah, let me just give these 2 props out here. We started a little late, so we'll go till 3:05. So I had Myers written down. Healey just gave that out. I'm going to go back to Healey's well and the well that we were all on in the preseason. Corey Davis is over 4.5 again.
Ooh,
So
can I give you a little added information on that?
yeah, please.
That is Matthew Berry's don't touch play of the week.
All in.
Let's see who's right.
I don't know.
I like Barry.
Reputation's on the line. Let's go, Tommy G.
I like Barry. I was just fucking around there. But no, I know what the situation is here. They're worried about the shadow coverage in this matchup. I'm not really worried about it just because I think his volume is going to supersede all of that. We're looking at about 4.5 receptions is the play here. I actually like the receptions more than the yards in this one, shockingly. just because I feel like they're going to have to dink and dunk underneath. But my two other plays right here, one of them is Tyrod Taylor again, 23.5 rushing yards. This is actually a better situation than last week, believe it or not, where he blew through the rushing yards. I just don't understand why they keep making his rushing totals so low. You guys have to understand, he crushed that rushing total last week in the worst game flow possible. Like literally they had a gigantic lead and it was totally upside down and he still crushed it. So I love it again this week at 23.5. And then one of my favorite ones, I don't really understand this one. Maybe one of you guys can explain it to me. But Ezekiel Elliott, have you seen his receiving prop this week? It's fucking like 16.5. So I think that's crazy low. I mean, I know.
Did he have 3? What did he have last week? 3
He
catches?
had like two or three catches last week or whatever. I don't really worry.
He had 3 for like 20 maybe?
I'm not really worried about that. This is the Charger defense that is a little softer, especially to the running back than Tampa. I just think this is low. I still like Zeke out of the backfield catching passes. So I don't really get this one. I think this one should be significantly higher. So I'm going to give out 3 plays. I know Pollard got some action in the receiving game last week, but I'm going to give out 3 bets. Corey Davis over 4.5, Zeke over 17.5 receiving, and Tyrod Taylor over 23.5 rushing for this weekend. So let's get Constantino in here.
Yeah, he was 2 for 6 last week, Tommy.
Yeah. I never, you know me, I never worry about last week at all. I actually go opposite last week because I feel like whatever didn't work last week, they're in the film room this week going, we have to do more of the thing we didn't do. So you'll see me go to the well on guys like Jonathan Taylor, Ezekiel Elliott. I go back to those guys later. Michael, are you with us?
The only reason I would get a little nervous about that is just because why would they change their offense? They're not going to change well last week.
They're not going to change their offense. They're just going to have more opportunity because the Chargers are more susceptible to passes to the running back.
I feel like whatever didn't work last week, they're
Turn the Mike, mute the show.
More of the thing we didn't do.
Huh?
So you'll see me
show.
go to the wheel on guys like John.
It's like the first time caller on a radio show.
It's
available on Tommy at all times. It was
This
that
is
easy.
the only time you're going to get a chance to mute me.
First time caller.
So what up, Constantino?
What's up?
We're getting Mike with his fresh cut.
Fresh cut. I'm about a week in.
Yeah, he always stays fresh and crispy. So Mike, do you watch our show? We were talking about it. Me and Bill had a bet before. I'm going to ask it on air. Bill, do you think Constantino has watched Stay Cashin?
No.
Ghost?
I think so.
You think so? Evan?
I'm gonna say yes.
You're going to say yes? I'm going to say he had it on in the background. Constantino?
All right. So
You watched it.
being an odds, I'm going to be an odds maker here. First, I want to clarify something. I believe this is the 3rd show, or is this the 4th?
This is the 4th.
The 4th.
If you watched it.
All right. So
If you
if I set
try.
the total at 1.5, what would you bet? Over or under?
Under.
Under.
Me and Bill are pounding the under.
I'm going under.
So in addition to being the UFC handicapper and NFL expert, which I'll get to in a second, I'm also an expert at taking Tommy and Bill's money, and I just took it again because I've seen 2 shows.
Okay, so I don't believe him, Bill. I don't believe him. I believe he saw a piece. I believe he tuned in to see Healey and Hancock maybe on like the 1st or 2nd one, just to kind of see their thing and watched a minute of it. But we had an argument this morning, Ghost and Bill. Me and Mike had an argument this morning where he was saying, Mike's great with NFL too, even though he's our UFC expert. We're going to get into that in a second. And this morning, Mike was saying we should have gone heavier on Daniel Jones rushing, right? And I was like, oh, we had it as a max bet. And he's like, dude, we had breakfast together. We talked about fucking Heineken. We talked about all that. You didn't tell me about Daniel Jones. I go, maybe if you watched the fucking Stay Cashin show, you would have seen it. Mike claims that Daniel Jones was not put out and was yelling at me all morning.
My best bet, Mike. Was my best bet.
Bill, I heard that, and Tommy has the facts confused. What I said is, Tommy, you didn't put it out. Bill put it out. You put out over Heineke rushing. And that's what he was arguing me on.
You are the biggest fucking liar. You literally told me it was nowhere mentioned on the show.
Tommy, that's not what was said. I said you didn't mention it on the show. Bill said it.
This is what I go through every day.
He's gone.
Oh no, I know that there's always conflicting stories between these guys.
I mean, it's just like time out. Let me clear any confusion for anybody. Tommy on his fucking soapbox, how he hates Trevor Lawrence, this and that. Then this fucking mop top throws 3 interceptions. Jacksonville looks like shit, and Tommy's on here arguing that he had a good game. That's what I deal with.
No, see, if you fucking listen, you don't pay attention. I was using it as a counterpoint to Bill's argument, saying Trevor Lawrence had a shit game.
That's true.
And look at his box score. I was using his own shit against him. This is what I'm telling you. You don't fucking pay attention. You got
I
to
heard you say that, but I thought you were arguing that he had a good game.
Yeah, because you
All
don't
right.
fucking pay
Talking about
attention,
golf.
and then you argue that I'm
Tommy
wrong.
was
All right.
arguing. Yeah, it was.
Fucking
It
Ghost,
was
You
Ghost.
better hold on. Let me put Ghost on notice first off, because you're a Tommy and Bill trumpet. But listen, I'm going to start with rating all your NFL, but I'm going to start with Night Goes first. I think that the Rams are actually a really good pick. And in a conversation I had today with somebody, I said the strength in the Colts lies on their line. And I think the Rams dominate that part. But also, more importantly, the Colts can't run block right now. And if the Rams shut that down and make them one-way traffic, then that pass rush over time is going to get to them. And I really like the Rams in that spot. And then the other side to that coin, even though I was never really a Stafford guy, he's a great fit for that offense. And I think people are going to also underestimate the speed that team has, especially with Deshaun Jackson now and Woods and all these people on the turf with a big ass Higbee running down the middle. I mean, I think the Rams minus 3.5 is a steal, and I definitely am going to bet them on the money line for sure. But I wouldn't lay the points. I just bet the money line. But I don't see how the Colts beat them.
Yeah, I mean, you had some great analysis last night. We were talking. We're going to bring Constantino on for more football stuff. This is his debut show. I don't want to give him too much airtime on his first time on, because by the end of the show, he'll be calling it Stay Cashin with Constantino, and I'll be fucking, a back end guy. So I do have a couple of questions for you, Mike. We're going to do some UFC right now, so buckle up. Constantino is a god in the UFC world, and we've been talking about how we're going to do. Thank God he's gone. Ah, fuck, he's back. The Constantino's a god in the UFC.
Record this, Evan. Record this.
Yeah, dude, you're going to hear this once. Don't record this.
We'll clip it.
Yeah. But I would like to say, Michael, and I'll let you talk a little bit about, where you started in this industry from, cornering Khabib Nurmagomedov for his first 5 fights and Amanda Nunes and all these other people. The resume you have is incredible. I would like to ask you, Mike, I was in your place and I was going through some stuff after a flood, and I saw these fucking dope pictures and fucking him and St. Pierre, him and Tito Ortiz, him and fucking Khabib, like that. And you're in front of a fucking white wall. I'm in front of a white wall because I'm lazy and haven't put my shit up yet. But you are in the office and it looks like you're in a concentration camp with a white wall behind you when you should have fucking fight memorabilia and shit everywhere behind you. Why are you failing the show?
I used to have it, or and it is in my gym, but here at the office, I just haven't got around to hanging it. But it's funny enough, to your point, when I flooded the other day, I had to bring over some boxes. And Night Ghost, by the way, who I'm shocked. Okay, here's the guy who may not have seen some mainstream movies. I don't know if it was Goodfellas or just something that'll blow your minds. He picks up the picture box and he rifles through pictures and passes like Dana White and everybody, and he goes, "Oh wow, is that Renzo Gracie?" Now, mind you, Renzo Gracie is one of like, I don't know, 100.
Grab your picture box. Grab your picture box.
The fact that he knew Renzo Gracie blew my mind out of everybody else.
Grab your picture box. I need this to be seen. I know you're embarrassed, whatever. Just grab your fucking picture box for a second.
I'm not embarrassed, but it's in a box. It's in a box.
Like you're
grab
telling him to grab his shine box.
Grab your shine box. All right, grab it.
Just to give you a real look, it's in a closet with like a broken down light, but it was on the floor.
This picture box is so
Was
fucking
that Atos in there?
All right. I don't know if we can see it. Pull it back.
Hold on, I'm carrying it.
He's carrying it.
Oh, I thought you were jerking off on it.
All right, so can you see me?
Yeah. Unfortunately. No, much better. Much better.
Now he's going.
No, it's moving because I got a crack on the screen.
All right.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you see me moving or no?
Yeah, we see what a camera would show. Whatever you're doing, we see.
No, but am I straight?
Mike
or am I
realizes
moving?
we're live on the show.
Yeah, we're on fucking air here, Mike. Like, fucking do something.
All right. I don't know if you can see.
Show me the fucking pictures.
Okay,
Can
we
you
can
see
see
that
the
or no?
pictures. Yeah.
Right. Dana White. I mean, Mike, you're really making a fucking procedure out of this. Just pick the fucking pictures up.
All right, tell me what you see.
Yeah,
Let's
Dana
show Bill.
White. Dana White.
Have Bill guess everyone.
That one I can't see that well.
It's a little blurry. St. Pierre?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny because they all have stories. It's not like I was a fan at an expo. We were either all sharing a locker room, you know, in the car together, or just, you know,
So
something. But this one was a cool one because
We can't.
Yeah,
see
we
it.
lost you,
Cameras
Mike.
up.
Now his
You're
video's going
really.
on mute.
You're
So
really bad
I
at it.
think next time Mike should have them all hung up or all.
That's
laid
what I
out.
said. I go, dude, you
Go
got
across
40
them.
pictures of every single fighter ever. Dude, you look so much better like this, Mike.
Yeah. But I'm saying though, even if
He's
he
on
lays them
mute,
out on the
too.
table, he could just go across them. You know.
Mike is actually with no camera and on mute. This is incredible.
Love it.
I can't do anything about this.
He's so fucking stupid. And he's gone.
And he's gone. So guys, I hope
That
you
was the
watched our
UFC
MMA
breakdown.
segment. That was our MMA segment, guys.
You got to see 3 pictures and a broken light in the closet.
Yeah.
Sign up for 4dbets.com.
I mean, if you guys want me to talk about the missing girl, I can. I mean,
We're gonna have to talk about the missing Mike. Did he just get fucking abducted?
He's back. I'm letting him in right now.
Is he back? Don't let him in. Fucking lock his ass out. Hey, Mike.
yeah, that didn't work out too well, Mike. But
I'm not so fucking stupid. My phone has a crack in it, so it's freaking out on me. Now I'm calling you from my iPad, but it's not me being stupid. The phone has a fucking crack. All right, so.
All right, well, no, we're
You
done
see
with the
that?
pictures.
all
We
right,
lost.
next
it.
time. That's
All
Brock.
right, hold
Brock
on. Here's one
Lesnar.
for Bill. We'll end
Brock
with this one.
Lesnar. Brock
Who's that
Lesnar. I saw Brock.
Like, it's not even in the frame, you fucking idiot.
How about that one? How about that?
I
This
saw
is what
Brock
happens.
Lesnar.
Guys, this
No,
is what
yeah.
happens. This is what
Oh
happens.
shit! It's my boy.
All right.
This is what happens when you get punched in the head too many times for a living. So speaking of punching in the head, Mike, give us a 30-second elevator version, and we'll obviously have you on the show a lot, where you'll be able to go more in depth. But give us a 30-second elevator version of kind of where you came from, your background, and the fight thing, and then we'll get to a few picks and get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah, lifelong martial artist. I've been in every aspect of the business, from a UFC cornerman, a sports agent representing the fighters, brands that had a spend in the UFC space. I was also a fight promoter, promoted well over, I don't know, 500 fights in my career all across the country, mainly New Jersey based, but pretty much worked with thousands of fighters, including about 20 in the UFC. I've cornered and either trained and or managed recognizable names. I mean, Khabib, Amanda Nunes, Jim Miller, Jamie Varner, John Doomsday Howard, Ricardo Romero, Jimmy Hedis, a whole host of other Dagestani-based fighters, Adlan Amagov. So a lot of experience, and also on the local scene. Why is Night Ghost laughing?
Because your camera, it was like half your face.
Oh, I'm on a fucking iPad now because the phone is
Like that.
freaking out.
That's what I just said in chat. It looks
Yeah.
like Wilson from Home
Oh, did you? I was
God,
Googling it as you said it. No, you're good. Your chin was cut off. But and you actually
Wait,
you
somehow
actually
I was on Mars. What was that? I was on Mars?
You're a
What is it,
fucking-
No Mercy Pod?
disaster. I'm just glad everyone could
mercy.
see what
This
Mike.
is not a good first.
We're in shambles right now.
This is my favorite
The
thing in the
camera!
world.
It's moving.
All right, let's get to the Becks.
This is my favorite thing in the world because Mike is. You guys don't know. Not only does Mike own a fight gym, not only does Mike, train fighters, but he also took a MMA company public on the NASDAQ. He fucking ran Secret Service ops missions like overseas. Like when you hear the fucking stories that this guy's done, it's incredible. But he's a fucking jerk off, right? Like, and he fucking just gives me shit 24 hours a fucking day. So knowing how precise and how drill sergeant he is, to just see him for once be all over the place, I'm in heaven. I love it. So good. Fuck you, you fucking Neanderthal ape creature. Now give us some fucking bets so we can win some money.
Love you too. All right. Well, interesting card. I mean, it's a 4:00 start in the middle of college football. It's not, they have a rights deal with ESPN. It's not on ESPN. It's going to be on the, subscription service. So not a favorable card. The main event, I don't even know if it'd be a main card fight on like a normal fight. So not really thrilled about the card, but there are some sweet spots and some decent matchups that I do like. I'm going to write the article, the betting blueprint, that's exclusively available on 4deepbets.com. So I can't really get into every fight, but I can touch on, a couple and more so some concepts that I like to factor into my handicaking. So
cool.
A lot of people,
and let me just cut you off there. For those of you that subscribe to 4deepbets.com, we're going to be doing like MMA specific shows too, where we'll have Mike having a whole MMA show. We already do that on the site. So if you guys are subscribed to 4deepbets, Mike comes into the Discord on top of an article for gambling and DFS. And, he may not talk about it much, but not only is he a fantastic gambler who's betting thousands. I mean, he'll put $5,000 on a fight. So he's putting his money where his mouth is, but he also qualified 2 years in a row for the DraftKings MMA final and finished second 2 years ago. So he's a DFS expert and a gambling expert on top of, having all these skills. But we do a show on Saturday where me and Mike go in there. He's not on camera, luckily, so he's a lot better. And we do a Discord show on Saturday where we break down all the fights. But that's coming soon. Anyway, Mike, go kick it. Give us some bets.
All right. So there's a couple things I do when I first look at a card. I just see if anything jumps out at me. So I'm going to talk about a couple of fights that jumped out at me, starting with Erin Blanchfield, who is making her UFC debut. She's fighting a girl named Sarah Alpar. Now, what jumps out at me at this fight is not only is Erin a New Jersey-based girl, one of my former training partners is out there cornering her. And, she fought on the local scene, and I followed her career, but I've always known her to be a really good up-and-coming talent. She had a couple fights in Invicta. She only has one loss, and it's to a really wrestling-based Tracy Cortez. But when I say things jump out at me, I'm told you I was a manager, so I would negotiate contracts on behalf of the fighter. So in like the case with Khabib, I signed his first ever deal with the UFC as his sports agent and then also cornered him. So I understand the business end of it, but then as a promoter, there's a ticket selling element and then there's a promotional aspect. And then there's just simply spite, if you don't like the camp or the coach or something. And I see a lot of that here, which is kind of unique. So Sarah Alpar made national headlines for her last fight, which she lost in the UFC. She started a GoFundMe page and said that she couldn't fund her training as a professional athlete. And Jake Paul got a hold of that, who has an ongoing war with Dana White and the UFC about fighter pay. And he paid her 50 grand. So right off the bat, that tells me the UFC doesn't like that, which I, for a fact. And now they're matching her up for her first fight after that incident with Erin Blanchfield, who's making her UFC debut, who could be a future superstar, right? So I understand the business end of it, and that does factor into my handicap. So we have Blanchfield.
I'm sorry to cut you off. So you basically think Dana White intentionally gave this girl a bad matchup to fuck Jake Paul, possibly?
Well,
it's possible.
I mean, I don't want to specify it like that, but let's just say this: I've in the past, it can come down to the matchmakers in a bar having a drink, being like, "Fuck her," she wants, whatever, or it can be, Dana White in a meeting, literally saying, "All right, let's get this girl cut. Let's, get her out of her contract. We need one more fight. Who can we put her up against?" And then a business-minded decision saying, "Hey, let's put her up against a young, hot,
Phenom.
Star who we can build and let her knock her out, and we kill two birds with one stone." So it doesn't always work, but it's a part of the factors that I put into, handicapping, understanding the business. So that jumps right out at me. And Blanchfield is a sizable favorite. So I would key her in parlays. So namely with probably most likely the NFL game the following day, and I'm going to rotate the Bucks on the money line. I love Green Bay on Monday Night Football against Detroit on the money line. Get right spot, home game, division game, often embarrassing game, familiar opponent. I love Pittsburgh. So I'm going to mix and match a bunch of those sides with fighters that are favorites. And that's what I'm going to do with Blanchfield here. So I'll put her in a parlay. And Bill, you mentioned the college game earlier, tonight. So maybe she could become a parlay piece.
Perfect. And then any dogs or anything or any plus money plays or kind of even money plays that you like?
Yeah, there's a couple of fights that are plus money on the smaller side. So this card, like I mentioned, is an odd card. There's fighters I like, but they're 800, 600.
Right. It's either
and it's
even money
unbettable.
or big money. Right.
It's just not even valuable. So
Right.
I'll use them in DraftKings as like a core bundle, and then I'll rotate the fighters around them, to get some exposure. But there's a couple of fights that I've already placed, wagers on. And one of them, it just gets back to the theory earlier, 50-50. If you flip a coin 100 times, heads, tails, 50-50. But if I was to give you juice on your side, plus 103, plus 105, you'd flip that coin all day, right? Forever, in an infinity. So fights that I feel that are 50-50 fights, if they're ever dogs, I just take them for that reason. So I've identified 2 fights that are in our favor, in my opinion, yet they're underdogs. So I'll start there. One is the first fight of the night, and it's Emily Whitmire, and she's fighting Hannah Goldie. Now, nothing special, about either of the girls, but a couple of things that jump out to me is Whitmire has 1 submission out of 4 victories, and she's been submitted 4 times in all 4 losses. And then you have Goldie, who's like a physical specimen, but oddly enough, she doesn't use her physicality, and she's more of a range striker. So I just see Goldie being the better fighter on the feet, and if and when it gets to the mat, and Goldie has decent cage control time. So at plus 108, I like that. So I'm going to keep my eye on that.
So Whitmire plus 108. Okay. And then the other one?
And the other one is a fight between Impa Kasangane against Carlston Harris. Now, Kasangane is 9-1, but he only has 3 submission victories. So he's never knocked anybody out, and he's only won via submission 3 out of 9 times. And his 1 loss, he's been knocked out. Now he's fighting a guy named Carlston Harris, who just made it to the UFC last fight. He won in very impressive fashion, 2 minutes into the first round with an anaconda choke. But the fights before that, win Bravo choke, win knockout, win TKO. And they were in, Brazilian organizations and one overseas for UAA. But he's a very well-rounded fighter, 16-4, and he has 9 finishes out of his 16 wins. So I just don't think Kansingane can hurt him, but Harris can beat him in multiple areas. Not enough value on the inside the distance prop, but I'll gladly take the side at plus money. So I got Harris at plus 105, and that's my breakdown. I think you can finish him. Not enough value on it, but I like the side for sure.
All right, awesome. And you'll have the whole rundown on the whole card. Mike breaks down every fight on the card, comes in the Discord, talks through it all so we can teach you guys everything about fighting, not just making bets on it. And then from a DFS perspective and a betting perspective. And then Bill, basically, if there's a fight that Mike doesn't have a play on, Bill just basically sees the guys walking into the ring and picks the biggest black guy who's going to fight. Right, Bill?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's Bill's handicapping strategy. So Bill loves large African-American men. He's obsessed. He loves them.
I do remember that from watching a couple of fights at your house.
Well, I mean, he worked in a jail for 10 years, so he was the butts and nuts guy, Mike. You know that? Bill used to be the guy that would check the butts and nuts for fucking
let's
drugs.
go!
Let's go. Let's see what's under those fucking testicles, guys. Bend over. Let's see in your fucking balloon knot. Fucking butts and nuts, Bill. You loved butts and nuts, didn't you, Bill?
I do what you got to do.
On that note, Constantino, thanks for coming on, brother. We're going to shut it down, so I'm going to leave you on. Any final words? You don't have to log off. We're just going to shut it down from here. But any final words, Mikey?
My only final words are just like last week. I think early in the season, the spreads are easier to handicap in NFL, and these teams that are touchdown favorites are rightfully better than the other team. So this week, we nailed Tampa Bay, San Fran, some of the obvious favorites, but I think we have at least another week out of that. So I just don't see Tampa Bay losing to Atlanta. So there'll be a lot of parlays. I don't see Green Bay losing to Detroit. And I like Pittsburgh in that spot against the Raiders off an emotional stadium opening win with my boy Bruce Buffer announcing it. And now traveling east to Pittsburgh, one of the best defenses off a big win. I really like Pittsburgh in that spot. So I'll mix and match some of my UFC and college football favorites with the back end of all those NFL games for Sunday. And I love the way they fall. 1 o'clock Steelers, 4 o'clock Tampa, night game Chiefs. I like at only minus 200. I just don't see Baltimore winning that game either. And then Monday night Packers. So gonna mix and match with a bunch of parlays this weekend. And as far as a teaser, if you're looking for a dog as a teaser leg, I like the Bengals, taking them up as much as you can, either +7 or +6. You're gonna go through all the key numbers. And if the Bears pull out a victory, which I'm a huge Andy Dalton hater, and he needs to switch to Fields right away. And if the Bears pull off the win, I don't see a double-digit victory. So I like the Bengals as a dog leg of a teaser.
I do like that. I like the 7-point teaser on the Bengals getting 10 points in that game against fucking Andy Dalton. Can't ever beat that. Ghost, just to wrap up, final words here, brother.
Not much from me. I'll have my plays later out on the site. Gave you before. Look at Cleveland's team total tonight and head over to the site and get some merch as well.
There you go, Ghost. You got the 4 Deep merch on. Bill, me and you don't even have a shirt yet.
Yeah,
Mike will address
Bill, actually, yours is here at the office. You can come by tomorrow.
Nice. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Where's mine?
Yours is in Schenectady.
Yeah, where's Devin's?
Go get on a train. I'll tell you where it's at.
All right, well, Evan, can you pick that up for me up there?
We'll just switch packages here.
Evan will grab it.
I want to have a whole episode on what the fuck is going on in Evan's love den. I mean,
it's great.
You definitely have fentanyl and a rag somewhere in there. What is going on? What? I love it though.
There's fentanyl in a rag somewhere.
Yeah, that's on my desk, my other desk.
Something's going on. That's like a lovemaking den. I mean, that's a futuristic, it's I don't know what's going on, but I love it.
Yeah. There's fucking aliens in there and shit. I like it. Sex. It's sex. Evan brings the sex to the show. You know,
I'm not even here to produce.
No, he's just here for sex appeal. Yeah. So Twisted Steel and sex appeal. Bill Rupp, final words.
Maryland tonight, coup on Sunday. I'm going to be interested all week on finding that missing girl. I want to see what happens with that. And Emmy Sunday night. Let's go.
We do bet on the Emmys and all the award shows. Me and Bill. What is it? Rupp Broadcasting Network, right?
Yep.
RBN, Rupp Broadcasting Network. It's Tommy G and Bill Rupp broadcasting every major music award. Bill talks about the titties and asses, right, Bill? Bill's
yes.
big titties.
Love the big titties.
Loves the big titties. And I talk about the satanic and pedophilic symbolism everywhere.
You have to watch the Little Nas X video as soon as
and chat and call them both idiots.
Yeah, and then Night Ghost just comes in and we just kick him out.
I'm going to be on Team Ghost then.
Yeah, don't worry. You weren't immune invited, so you're below Team Ghost. So
it's all right. I'm on Team Healey. Me and Healey versus the world.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you gave me a fucking.
And we're gonna take that Hancock too. He looks sizable. It looks like he could throw some hands.
Hancock's a big.
And he's from Kentucky too, right?
Yep, he's got that.
He'll fuck you and Bill up at the same time. I swear to God. I'll bet anything on it. I'll tell you what. Here's a 4 deep challenge match. I do own a gym that has a UFC octagon in it. I want to lock Tommy and Bill in the cage and let them pick. They could either fight Hancock, okay, in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Me with I can only kick. I won't even use my hands. Or Night Ghost with a golf club.
I mean, honestly, me and Bill beat the shit out of all 3 of you. But I mean, Night Ghost with a golf club, obviously, fucking, he's not even. We'll wrap that shit around.
He can only hit one. He can only hit one of us.
And I've been hit with a tire iron and survived it. So I'll go in head first for Team Tommy Bill. Take the club to the head, and then Bill will come over top and throw him to the ground. Evan, final words.
What about?
Shut up! We're trying to end the show.
Hoffman with a pocket knife.
Evan, say your final words so I get out of here. Right. Mike won't shut the fuck up.
I love Stafford this week. I wouldn't be surprised to see 3 touchdowns. So love that over of 1.5. Second, nice. If you want DFS stuff, I wrote an article. I was actually going to say that. Good down. Yep.
That's awesome, bro.
Yep. And here's the thing. I did want to plug it. On the way out, was about to hit it. I have it written right here. Article. Evan actually hit me up the other day, and he's like, "Yo, is it cool if I throw together some football content? I won my seasonal league like multiple years in a row, and I fucking do a ton of DFS. And me and him have shot the shit in football, so I know he's really good." So I was like, "Yeah, that'd be great, dude." An hour and a half later, Ghost calls me. He's like, "Yo, why does Evan have an article on the site?" Literally banged out a 1,000-word article, had it up on the site and everything. So he gets shit done fast, and that's what we love about E. So we're going to be doing probably some bargain bin stuff for Evan going forward on the site too, value plays and DFS, along with the rest of the content. So for Mike Constantino, Brian Healey, Night Ghost, E, and anyone else who couldn't join him today, I am Tommy G. Hit West Virginia tomorrow.